What's up, everybody? It's your boy D-Bird, and we have a very special thing for you guys today. Essentially, what we're doing here is creating history. And by history, I mean some of the best artists from around the globe have submitted themselves to the mercy of the internet community known as White Collar Rhymes. What special thing is White Collar Rhymes doing, you say? Well, I, D-Bird, am here to tell you that we are about to embark on the biggest internet tournament of all time. Every song that is made in this tournament is going to be probably album fodder, maybe used in the Smithsonian of the best of the best. We are going to be pairing internet rappers up and artists of all sort head to head so they can then make music based on my suggestions and get voted in round after round, beat out the competition, hopefully make it all the way to the end. And if they are still standing, they will be getting $500 real American money out of my pocket right into their bank accounts. We've got a very tough lineup. I've seen some crazy competitors in this. I've seen some nutso rappers, some nutso singers. My dog's jazzed up about it. He's running around behind me like a maniac. And there is no better pleasure in my mind than to pick names at random and let Lady Luck decide who will be facing who. So that's what we're doing here tonight. I will be going through, and yes, you might have guessed a hat. It's not my favorite Wonder hat, which is also pretty fucking dope. Shout out the San Francisco art exhibit Wonder. It is the Wonder Beanie. That's where we kept all of the fine cut up pieces of paper that I manually wrote down names on. It is in the blue Wonder Beanie. So if anybody guessed that right, you get an automatic advancement into the next round. So shout out everybody. On top of that, I don't know if you can see inside of the hat. Oh yeah. Look at all those potential winners. Woo, we've got a good one on our hands. All I know is I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to be matched up with who. Out of the entire tournament so far, so the Battle of the Bangers tournament, the reason we're doing this is we just really want to showcase the best of the best, right? We want to bring out the best of people. We want to get some talent here. We want to see what these people got. We want to see what you have when it comes to just here's a topic. If you got what it takes, take that topic, make a song about it, right? I'm not here to tell you, hey, make a song about World War II and make it super accurate. No, that's not what I do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw these names out of a hat. I'm going to pair you together with somebody else at random. And then from there, I want you to take the 3 words or phrases that I will provide you in your matchups in our Discord. And just whatever inspires you from that, I want you to make the best fucking song you can ever imagine. Because honestly, that's what's going to get you into the next round. There's no past songs. There's no like, oh, this one might apply. Maybe I'll just toss something from my back catalog. We'll be able to tell. No cheating, you silly little fucks. No cheating. New music only. What we're doing is putting the matchups tonight. We are going to have the songs due by this Friday. So Friday the 14th. You better have been writing all week. You better have been speed writing that shit and then creating a song, recording it, and be able to post it by Friday at midnight Pacific. We'll have next weekend to vote upon it. I'll actually be in Bend, but I'm going to be looking very closely at all these things and judging them as well. But ultimately, it's everybody's duty and honor to be voting on everybody else's stuff, right? There's no rigging this. There's no favoritism. Vote for who you think is the best in each round. The cream of the crop will rise through. So why am I in office? Well, this is White Collar Rhymes, baby. And we just got done with the Super Bowl. The Eagles smashed the fuck out of the Chiefs. So for that reason, I was like, you know what? Let's class this up a little bit. So are the rounds getting shown on stream or only through Discord? Good question. So just what we're doing is, as soon as I pull out these names, I'm going to be writing down who's head to head. You're going to be able to see, who you have this round as I pull it randomly. And then we have the matchups that will get set in the Discord. You post your song as soon as you make it into the Discord. And then once both people have posted their songs, then that's when the community starts voting on it. So all of this is going to be going through the Discord, through the matchups, through the channels that we create in Discord. And then at the end of it, I'll make another live drawing, another recap of what happened the last round. So no one's going to be ignored. No one's going to be like, hey, why didn't you talk about mine? No, we'll talk about yours. Hopefully it's good enough to talk good about. Augmatic. This is what we're working with here. The blue beanie. It's not the Wonder hat. It is the Wonder beanie. And yeah, they had good enough swag that I got 2 things from the same place. So you guys ready to get into it? Let me know in the chat. Let's start making some matchups. Let's start making some magic. Not trying to delay any further. See what we got. The first name out of the hat. Coulter. Coulter. I see him in the chat. Let's see who Coulter is paired up against. J squared. All right. So we got Coulter versus J squared. The first matchup. So I know Coulter from when we did this a million years ago. He's actually the reason that I got out on the semifinal round. I was pretty proud of that song too. I was like, son of a bitch. False advertising. But you know what? Shout out to Coulter. I know he's a great competitor. J squared. This is a name I actually don't know. So good luck, my friend. You're, really come with it. I've decided I'm just going to speculate wildly through all of these rounds for each of the names that come up. So J squared, the fact that you have 2 of you, that might work in your benefit. All right, who else we got? Next up, Chrono Flow. Mod of the Discord, friend of the Discord. He has proven himself very invested in what we have going on here, and young talent coming up versus Fallen Dove. So Chrono Flow versus Fallen Dove. Fallen Dove is somebody that we all know and love here as well. They sometimes have a hard time getting in their own way with quality and other things. But we had a talk right before this, and they said they're going to bring their A game. They might just rip your throat out, Chrono Flow, if that may be your name. So shout out Fallen Dove, Chrono Flow. That is the second matchup. Who else? Osavant. Osavantism. I don't know that this motherfucker has made more than 2 songs in their lifetime that's over 2 minutes. So that could be something going in their opponent's favor. On the other hand, every time they're not just moaning nonsense and makes it past 3 minutes, Holy shit, so good. It's The Weeknd reincarnated. So let's see who Savant is paired up against. M Theory. Oh, that's a good matchup, actually. So M Theory, he has a joint album with Dice out right now on Spotify. You can check it out. Great talent, awesome rapper. This will be an interesting clashing of the styles. I'd really be interested to see The Weeknd versus I don't know, Gravel McGee. Just a dope, like The Weeknd versus Necro, right? Next up, we got Ray Louie. Ray Louie. I'm pretty sure Ray Louie won a song competition recently in a different Discord. I think they won maybe Dez. Don't quote me on that, but a talent. I remember listening to some of their songs and be like, they got some bars. Versus Mimic. Ray Louie versus Mimic. Now, Mimic, that's my boy. I've known that guy for a long time in the old rap forums. They have probably some of the best lyrics and bars, best pen game out of most of the Discord. So that'll also be a really interesting matchup where it's like style versus substance. Somebody's going to have to bring more of one or the other. Let's see who we got up next. Catalyst. This is one that's new to me. They were so excited for this that they signed up twice. I had to delete one of the names because I was like, no, you're already in here. It's cool. We got you. So Catalyst, you are in. And I think you're going to be in the tournament. Let's see. Who's Catalyst up against? Mailbox Spiders. Woo! This will be actually really interesting. So Mailbox Spiders, on top of having the best name in the Discord, has a really unique production style. I love how they pair anime, which I don't like anime, but I love what they do with it, with their beats. It's actually super fun and interesting, but I actually don't know them as an artist. So it'll be interesting to see the producer that we know and love kind of go out of the comfort zone and go up against Catalyst, who is a relative unknown. So here we go. Next up, we have Passive the Raper. No. Rewind. Passive the Rapper. Passive the Raper has left the Discord. Passive the Rapper, however, is still here. Probably one of the most diverse in all style, all substance. He can do it all. He's the Swiss Army knife of WCR. Core member, fucking great competitor. Whoever has him is going to be in for some trouble. Johnny Walker, I own you. Johnny Walker, I own you. So Passive, Core WCR, homie, Johnny Walker, I own you. I don't know this second one, but I love the name and the confidence that comes with it, right? At least I'm assuming that's how you pronounce. It's like IOUNNU. Too many vowels, but I wish you luck, my friends. You're going to be in for a tough matchup. Next up, Rogue Jepson. Young Brit, still searching for love out there in the mean streets of Bristol or fucking wherever. I know his last name is, well, not going to say it here, but he is both a talented singer and a good rapper. Just finished a song or a verse for him today. Just got to record it. So it's on the way. Don't worry, Rogue. Who are we got? Calico James. Calico James. So Rogue Jepson versus Calico James. Pretty sure Calico James snuck into my DMs once and said, what do you think about my verse? And I listened to the verse and I thought it was pretty good. And then they changed their name to like #1 Cyclone fan, who is an ex-member of the Discord. And, RIP Cyclone. Not sure what happened with that, but you still got your #1 fan here, and he's going up against Rogue Jepson for round 1. All right. Next up. Do it on fucking camera so you don't think I'm screwing shit. Sacred Daily. Okay, Sacred. This is another overseaser who is a late addition. He saw we're friends on Instagram, and he saw my desperate plea for dope artists. And by desperate plea, I mean like, come the fuck on, guys. $500, like, you want to be a part of this. And he said, yep. And so I know this guy is a tough competitor. He's a good rapper. He's going up against MCD. Another overseaser. So we've got 2 overseasers, Sacred Daily and MCD. I actually think this is going to be a great matchup. I feel like Sacred has such a unique style, and so does MCD. Can pretty much do it all, both of them. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out of that one. Moving on, we have Whippy the Spider. There was 2 names that they provided. I was like, no, you get one. So Whippy the Spider is first up in this matchup. It does concern me a little bit that they did 2 names. Makes me feel like maybe they're not as established of like, this is who I am, this is my name. Or they could be like Almighty VA, who's very established artist, dope as all hell, and just has 10 names that'll give you. And if you ask him what his name is, he'll probably give you a different answer every time. So either way, we'll find out. He's going up against Vice, another person I actually have never heard of before. So shout out, by the way, everyone that saw this on Reddit and was like, you know what? I want to participate in that. I think that that's dope. Put yourself out there, get some feedback on your songs, challenge yourself. I love it. So out of Whippy the Spider and Vice, I'm just going to speculate wildly and say Vice, I think, has the edge here, only for the fact that back in the day, I knew a guy named Vice Raw who had insane shit. Probably not the same person. The odds would be very slim, but I liked that person's songs, and they still exist on an old hard drive. So I'm going to go with Vice on that one. Next up, the Kid Lux. This fucking guy. Spectre 1, a.k.a. maybe Lux 1. He put his name as That Kid Lux. So that's what we're putting here. But another man who has a million different names he'll go by. Flow for days. Like, he just will flow his face off, and you'll never stop feeling like, man, that guy's going in. Lot of respect for what he does. He's going up against Star Killer. Hell yeah. You know, to be fair, so this is StarKLLRR. KLLRR. Fire name. fire name. I think that Star Killer is fun. As far as like you can still say it missing some of the letters. Know nothing about him. This is another person who I personally don't know anything about, but if he has some sort of harmonies to counteract Lux's flow, could be a very good matchup. All right. Trev. At first I was like, there's no name on this. What kind of idiot is doing this? But no, Trev is up next. Trev is one that has been in a couple Discords, has dissed me a couple times. I forgot that I asked to be dissed. The man obliged, and it was actually pretty fun. Good flow. I think that he's a solid competitor. Let's see who he's up against. Parky Sparks. Parky Sparks. So this is Trev versus Parky Sparks. Now, Parky is spelled Parkee. As far as speculating wildly, I think I'd give the edge to Trev, only for the fact that Parkee reminds me of parkour, which used to be popular 10 years ago, but too many people died falling off of ledges. So hopefully you don't fall off a ledge in this tournament. Next up, Young Pagan God, YPG. This motherfucker is young, so already hate that. He's pagan. A lot of people have things to think about that. And he's a god. So hard to compete against a god. What's a god to a goblin? I don't know. But you know who will have to know is Kyle Herman. Kyle Herman versus Young Pagan God. Kyle, I don't know. But if I was to, again, speculate wildly, I think Kyle Herman seems like the type of guy that is going to rip a joint. Just my imagination. Know nothing about this man. He's going to rip a joint. He's going to freestyle into his phone. And it's going to be some of the dopest shit you've ever heard. But it also might not be mixed well at all. It might actually not be mixed at all, like in the least. Again, know nothing about these people. But my prediction is Kyle Herman is going to be fun and very good, but he'll be recording with a tin can. YPG will be young and pagan. Next up, Munchie DeBeat. Munchie DeBeat. Munchie DeBeat. Again, a new one for me. So it seems like he eats a lot of beets. Like Dwight Schrute. Versus Eric Detzel. Eric Detzel, that's the name of a substitute teacher. So Munchie DeBeats is sounds like a producer name versus Eric Detzel, who's just trying to get $20 extra to send his grandmother a thank you card through the mail after a hard day at work. Both of them, I think, have an equal chance because I know nothing about them. Next up, Relac, a.k.a. JCC. Relac. This motherfucker has the butteriest of the butter vocals. All he does is just moo, moo, moo. And you're like, what? You just hummed and hawed, and next thing you know, you're just sounding really good. Crazy. Let's see who he's up against. You're gonna have to sing, or just not sing and be better than what he sings. Tysky! Tysky! Oh shit. So Relac versus Tyeski. Tyeski. Look, I'm just gonna say it. I'm a big fan of snowboarding, so I'm gonna give the edge to Relac. But if Tyeski can pull it together and become Ty Snowboard, maybe I'll change my vote. Shout out P Cash. Bro, I didn't see you in the signups. I hope that you weren't waiting for it. Love you, buddy, for sharing your support. We didn't put you in here because I didn't see your name on there. If you're just here to support, then shout out. If you're like, where's my name? Then that's what happened. I didn't see you in there. But shout out. I appreciate you, bud. JCC does snowboard, so probably has well, I won't say that Tysky doesn't snowboard, but I'm gonna give the edge to JCC. P Cash, shout out, man. Thank you. I always appreciate the support, and we love your music around here. You would have been a real problem if you'd had entered, and next time we'll get through it. All right. Next up, Space Cowboy. Oh, shit. Here we go. Space Cowboy. So, wasn't there like a movie called Space Cowboys? I think it had like Tommy Lee Jones in it. Big old tearjerker. Pretty sure that it was a bad ending that everyone got sad for. So hopefully this isn't a bad ending for you, Space Cowboy. Versus X-Raider. X-Raider. Crack Razor, Razor, Raider. X-Raider is basically Ray Stans. Ray Stans is basically X-Raider. They are one and the same, and we love them both equally. Those big vocabulary fucks just smoking a bunch of weed and talking about abacuses in ancient Egypt. So, Space Cowboy, hope you brought your thesaurus. You're going to be in for a ride. Next up, Mason Blair. Blair Witch Mason. Another one I don't know. So I'll just say, I think that the Blair Witch Project, when it came out and they said, no one's ever heard from these people again, it was the most brilliant marketing scheme of all time. And then you saw what happened once the actual movie came out. You're like, fuck, bro. You just, well, spoiler alert, 20 years later, they're just standing against a corner. That's the end. The whole time you're just watching people snot in the camera. And then the scary part is you're just standing at the corner. So hopefully Mason Blair is not like the Blair Witch Project. And their opponent, Eyes. Everybody has them. EYEZ. Easy does it, baby. Let's go. So these are two. I don't know either of them yet. Can't wait to formally be introduced to your music. My thoughts are, if I had to pick Blair Witch Project or Having Eyes, I think I like Eyes. And a lot of horror stuff has to do with like getting eyes gouged out. So I'm gonna give him the edge here. But also Mason Blair sort of also sounds like a Chris Webby, like a frat rapper. Maybe he'll come with some good bars about 40s. Mace gonna give it to you, absolutely. Now I give the edge to Mace. I changed my mind. Mace gonna give it to you. Changed my mind. All right. Next up, Jay Afzal. Jay Afzal. Afzal. I don't know what to say about that one. Let's see who his opponent is. Gerard. J. Afzal versus Gerard. I'm trying so hard to write these down in a way that I can read them later. Like, it's almost impossible to read my own fucking handwriting. And I know it's a product of my public school education. It's a product of me just, smoking too much weed in high school, but it's hard. So J. Afzal versus Gerard, both J names. I'm pretty sure whoever wins this round has to change their name forever to something that doesn't start with a J. I'm not drunk. I'm just reeling off of that Super Bowl loss. Next up, Kyle Jameson. Oh, shit. This guy was actually friend of my cousin, my real life cousin. Used to be in a band. He was the lead singer of it. Turns out he does hip hop. He does singing. He's actually on my EP. Very talented individual. Who could possibly go up against that fucking guy? ZG, ZEE, JEE. I think that was AKA Zach's Beats, maybe? I feel like I've heard ZG before. ZG, may the Lord have mercy on your soul. Kyle Jameson's a problem, but also I think you do your own productions, you do your own stuff. Really excited to see what you come with here. Next up, Birdcage. Another one of the birds. It's going to be tough to get my, vote against him. I don't know who's his opponent's going to be, but kind of as a bird, we flock together. It's just part of the thing. Mailbox Spiders, you are against Catalyst. The person so eager they signed up twice. So good luck with that type of enthusiasm. You're up against Catalyst. Birdcage just got picked. And I think he won one of our last tournaments, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out Catalyst. Used to be Lytown. He's going up against Mr. Wish you would have kissed ya. Mr. So Mr. I feel like when you're in Florida in Disneyland, right? And they have those little like misters with the little fan and the little bottle. I think that's essential. You can't go through that experience without one. And you definitely can't go through it without a fast pass. So hopefully you're on your fast pass to winning against a very formidable opponent in Birdcage. Next up, Lanny, Lanii, Lanii. God damn it, I suck at writing. Lanny. I knew a guy in high school named Lanny. He was a skateboarder and chicks liked him. So maybe that's you. Going up against Lefty Luciano. Oh, shit. Right now, I'm in the middle of a Sopranos rewatch. And Lucky Luciano was a infamous mobster. So I'm going to give the tilt to the mobster name. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I did also try to watch Boardwalk Empire, and that sucked. That actually had a Lucky Luciano character. So I'm going to go back to my boy Lanny, who's probably going to, kick push all over this fucker. Next up, Nobody. Wow. That is also the title of the who's that guy from Better Call Saul? He did an action movie called Nobody. Well, Nobody is facing off against Initiative Mark. Mark. Always taking the initiative, that Mark. I feel as if Nobody versus Initiative Mark, nobody wants to root for the nobody. I know neither of them. I'm going to root for the nobody because of that movie was kind of badass. He was like, I'm just a nobody. And next, he's like punching dudes, getting knocked out in the subway and, going to work the next day. So if you bring that sort of spirit into the rhyme zone, I think it'll serve you well. Next up, Luke J. Brom. Luke J. Brom. Another cool name, J. Brom. Feels like it should either be Luke or J. Brom. But, I'm not here to roast names. I'm just here to see who I think has the tilt on these random matchups that I have so far. Luke J. Brom versus Ray New. Ray New. I don't know that either. I hope that's not me getting distracted in the middle of this and it was supposed to be Ray stands. How many Rays can there be? Ray Louie, Ray New, Ray, man. All right. Well, Luke J. Brom versus Ray New. I'm going to leave that to the side just in case. Yeah, that is fair. Our Ray, who's a loving member of the Discord, definitely Ray old. You can tell by the grays, but also hairline. Jesus Christ, that guy has the best hairline I've ever seen in my life and probably has 10 girlfriends since I started talking. Okay, so mailbox spiders, Ray New is a person. Okay. I was like, that would take a lot to fuck up, but we have a lot of Rays in this competition. I was like, did I just get distracted by something and just write down a different thing? All right. Next up, Habakkuk. HABAQUK. Kind of fun to say. I'll just say for the record, like that name, especially if it's Habakkuk. So Habakkuk is against Ray Stands, aka Old Ray. Old Ray stands here. So I guess there was a separate whole entire person who's also a Ray. This will be interesting. Back-to-back Rays. Ray New versus Luke J. Brom and Habakkuk versus Ray Stands. Please, you want some intel? Well, not knowing anything against this person, I do know that their name's fun to say. I'm guessing they're probably an ancient curse from a mummy's tomb. So if you could maybe look into some Egyptology, it might give you an edge on this competition. Next up, Antarctic Giraffe. Antarctic Giraffe. That's kind of like, it feels in the same vein of a mailbox spiders name-wise. Antarctic Giraffe. It's harder than it looks, folks. I'll just say that Antarctic Giraffe, AG, friend of X-Raider, obviously probably a very solid opponent. They are up against King Zig, aka that fucking guy. King Zig. This is a person who we used to yell at for just chanting the same chants in the same flow, the same voice, but always had a very dope sound. We're like, just harness that energy. Before you know it, he's harnessed it into a Hadouken and is also a very solid competitor. So this will be a great matchup, I believe, as well. What do we got next, chat? Y'all fucking ready for this? I do hope we see a Battle of the Rays. That would be fun. Next up, privacy, or privacy, as they say in Spain. Privacy. Two Y's. There's two Y's on this, and that's because you can never have enough privacy. Sometimes when you think you're all alone, the webcam's off, the lights are low, and you're like just thinking deeply about your rap career and how you wish you would have gone somewhere with it. Then you realize you've actually been on a live stream for an hour and a half with people making fun of you the whole time. That's when privacy comes in. So shout out privacy. They are up against Soul, Johnny Soul. I know that fucking name. This is aka Daigle, aka Cody Nash's good friend and fellow compatriots. Yeah, used to run around the rap boards. Used to do a lot of rapping on the internets. Good to see you still running around there doing rap stuff. Excited to see this matchup, Privacy versus Soul. Let's go. Next up, what do we got? It's Sully. Fucking Sully. This was somebody who asked me, what time are we doing stuff? And I was like, I think 7. I'm so sorry. I got a late start. I'm a dick who watched the Super Bowl with my friends. I rushed back here as soon as I can. But nonetheless, my promise to you, this shit will be all put together in our Discord with topics for you to look over as soon as we are done here. So Sully will be facing off against Nara, N-A-R-A. It's 1A more than the NRA, which is a very powerful lobbying gun advocacy group. So if I had to pick between Sully and Nara, Sully is the name of somebody who is very cool that I used to work with. And the NRA is probably the most evil group that has ever infiltrated American politics. So I'm going to go with Sully on this one for the edge. Yeah, we're doing the topics in the Discord. Basically, as soon as I finish wrapping up here, I'm going to be making threads in the Discord with the head-to-head matchups that we just went over. I've got them written all down on my sheet here, my handy-dandy sheet. So I'll be posting the matchups and the topics in the Discord as soon as we're done here. Next up, Joe Boston, Joey Beans. This is another one who's been running around the internet forums forever. Has a very unique style, likes to yell a bunch, likes to talk about shoveling his driveway. and we all love him here dearly. Who is he going against? It is Knowledge. Oh, also an old hip hop head from the RB days. It's funny because I've probably known them both for the same amount of time. We've joined roughly this internet forum from, the early 2000s around the same year, and they've been kicking around the same year. So this will be very fun. Joey Beans versus Knowledge. I'm here for it. Man, I'm just excited. I'm like, all of these matchups, this is going to be some magic. I'm like, let's go. Next up, Colt. Colt with a period. He's like, there's nothing after it. Period. I'm Colt, period. Here we go. Colt is up against AWOL. AWOL, LinkedIn's most notorious internet rapper. Good friend of the Discord. Awesome person. And overall great contributor. So Colt versus AWOL. That will be a fun little showing. And don't be surprised if your round winds up on LinkedIn in front of a bunch of engineers. Next up, Mars. Mars, fourth planet from the sun. And I just made that up, so don't hold me to it. Mars is also the god of war. So whoever's going to face this guy is fucked, I think. We'll find out. Timothy Lamb. Timothy Lamb. If there's anyone that can face off against the god of war, it is Timothy Lamb for sure. This is core member of WCR, very talented artist. He can sing, he can rap, pretty much does it all. So good luck with that. Excited to see how it turns out. And the ninth planet from the sun. All right. Okay. Shout out. Also, for everyone that's watching this right now, we all judge. So everyone that's in the community, judge these battles. The only thing that's required is being a part of the community and giving a detailed breakdown of why you're voting, right? Just vote mailbox spiders doesn't work. That, disqualified. If you say, hey, I liked this of yours, I liked that of theirs, but ultimately I thought this was better, that counts. We value your input. Smooth Ricks, absolutely. Come in with your prejudice. Judge away. It's going to be an all of us sort of thing. And I'm excited to see how these turn out. Next up, we got Tokes. Frequent submitter to the White Collar Rhymes review show. They've definitely got a specific style that they run with, and it'll be interesting to see how they stretch their pen game for this tournament. Going up against Tyski. Did I have? Oh, fuck. That can't be right. Damn it, Tyski. Did you put your name in here twice? I'm going to put that to the side here. Because Tyski is going up against Relax. So Tokes is going up against Ripples. Shout out, Mr. Ripples. I know you were also wondering what time this started, and I gave you information that turned out to be false, so I apologize. We have had some people come in and out of the tournament, as in, they either left the Discord or got banned or whatever. For whatever reason, when I searched them this morning, they were no longer there. So pretty much this is just whoever's still left in the Discord. Obviously, you leave, can't fucking participate. So next up, we have Rob the Deity. Rob the Deity. This is a person who also a god, so makes it really hard to kill a god or hurt them. They're pretty all-encompassing. What's up, little Rogie? Rogue Jepson, you got Calico James, in case you missed it earlier. Gonna ban you because fuck you. But also shout out. I'd rob a deity, hell yeah. What do we got for Rock Deity? Baby John. Ooh, if there's one thing that gods can't handle, it's babies. They love killing them. They love it. Especially babies named John, because that's like biblical too, right? Baby John. Jon. Yeah, John. Also, unique way to spell John. I'll just say, yeah. Super dark. Oops. Super Bowl. Rob the Deity versus Baby John. I think if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with the baby, because babies always beat gods 10 out of 10 times in the abortion clinics. Boom, even darker. Next up, we have NK47. NK47. Local legend and all-around good human being. Late entrant to the competition. Who are we putting up against him? VXLONY. Vuxlany. Okay. I'm just going to say this is going to be a massacre. And not just because I love NK's music, but because I can't figure out how to say your name without racking my brain. VXLONY. But maybe that's, you're lulling us into a sense of false confidence. You're like, Valany. It could be anything. Well, Vuxlany versus NK47. Good luck. See what we got now. Villainy? Maybe. I could spend all night on that. It hurts my brain. I'm too old. Ripples. You got Tokes. Ripples, you got Tokes. All right. Next up, Tiani. Tiyannni. Tiani. Pretty sure they joined during a recent live stream, just coming in through, seeing the music. We're like, oh yeah, we got this tournament thing we're doing. And they're like, yep. And if I remember correctly, pretty sure their music was fire. Great singer. I could also be completely misremembering this, but I'm pretty sure I like their music. So who do we got coming up? Versus Flipper. This is another later entry. I think they joined today, the tournament. So Flipper versus Tiani. Don't know anything about them, but I will say that sports cards, great for flipping. I love the idea of finding a very cheap sports card and then selling it for more. So shout out Flipper. Hope you can flip your way into this competition. Next up, Nick Bonin. Ooh, bone in or bone out. This guy's Nick Bonin. I just had a fuck ton of wings, and they were so good. Best wings in all of Portland. And problem with them was they were bone in. I'm much more of a boneless guy. I wish that was an option, but because of Super Bowl, they're like, we don't want to fuck with that. So I digress. Nick Bonin versus Alex Maroney. Alex Maroney. So one thing I love about this matchup is both of them have just like first and last names. So I'm just gonna say that we have, you know, Dexter's third cousin. This is like Deb's favorite cousin they'd go visit. She's like, oh yeah, my brother's kind of weird, and he's like a nice respite. They played like Super Mario Bros. On the Super Nintendo, and she has fond memories from the 90s of him. That's Alex Maroney. Nick Bonin is a guy that like was always popular in high school, was like banging all the cheerleaders, gave him gonorrhea, but yet they still went after, dating him because he was just that guy. Popular, cool, and good at rapping. Do you want the nice guy who's safe around girls and plays Super Nintendo? Or do you want the cool guy that can throw a football 90 yards? Time will tell. Also, neither of those things are true from these individual gentlemen. I'm just saying in generalities. All right. We have 3 little things left and a tag. What is up next? Cody Nash. Cody National. No, he's been waiting for a matchup here. Cody Nash. Cody Nash. This is the person that actually started this tournament like 2-3 years ago, got me involved in rapping again. And not to say that I went to the finals, semifinals, almost got there, but reignited my passion for music. And I basically copied and pasted exactly what he did 2 or 3 years ago to today's time. And here we are again, full circle. This motherfucker can rap, he can sing, he can speak from the heart. Let's see who he's up against. Dan with a period. Dan. It's not just Dan. It's not Dan. It's Dan. Cody Nash versus Dan. All right. Dan and Cody sounds like a good face-off, like just 2 people who, probably are going to stop each other on the street like, hey, I had the right of way. No way, I had the right of way. And this tournament right now, this round is going to show who actually had the right of way. I have one more piece of paper in here. It looks like I wrote Tyski's name down twice, and it feels like I'm missing something here. So I'll just say the last one here is D Nero. D Nero. Looks like I probably have some investigation to do in terms of like, I'm pretty sure there was 72 names on here. I thought we had even numbers. If we don't have even numbers, then we will figure something out for D Nero. Want to make sure you get a chance to participate and have a fair shot at winning as well. Everyone that tossed their name in the hat will get a fair shot of participating. We will want to make sure that you guys are all given your topics by the end of the night and that everyone has appropriate ability to write and record new songs. Let's just kind of put a pause on this right now as I do my research, and we will set up the threads in the Discord with the topics. So as soon as I figure out what to do with D Nero, if there's a name that I missed, we will set that one up as well, along with all the rest. I've got a bevy of topics that I just worked on all day today. And we are just going to be putting these at random into your fucking threads and saying go nuts. So from here, once the matchups are set, so we'll be posting in the Discord under the Battle of the Bangers. We're going to have, Mailbox Spiders versus whoever the fuck. We're going to have the rules on there officially. The song, you have to write and record a new song based on the topics by Friday. So this Friday, make sure that you have your songs in and that they are complete and that they are in before the deadline Friday of 12 a.m., I guess, midnight. That's 12 a.m., right? Yeah. Midnight on Friday, Pacific Standard Time. That's when I'll be going through and closing all of the links, all of the head-to-heads, so we can then vote. So Saturday, Sunday next week, we'll be voting, and then whoever gets the most votes will win. So I really hope that you guys bring your shit. I hope that this is fun. I hope it inspires you. The time that I did this, I had like 4 tracks. I was like, yes, yes, yes. They're all going to be on my album, which is coming soon. Not to, selfishly put a little thing in there for me. But yeah, got an album coming soon. Most of it was from 3 years ago when I did this. So have fun. Links will be up soon, and we will go from there. Find us in the Discord if you have any questions, but matchups coming up soon. Thanks. Bye.